Union Public Service Commission's preliminary examination. If you come across the whole UPSC preliminary general studies paper, okay, if you can easily find out what is UPSC. UPSC again proved that it is one of the best constitutional body in the world, not only in India, to administer, to conduct one of the toughest examinations in the world. That is what UPSC Civil Service Examination. Okay, it is a 1.5 billion population country. There is a huge corporate era, corporate type of style of the markets. Okay, huge informative. We are living in an informative era. However, UPSC paper still unpredictable. Okay, if any candidate seriously entered into examination, the first and foremost he will come across, the experience that he will come across is shocking, a big shocking. Okay, around 500,000 people are attempting this examination. More than 500,000 people are attempting this examination every year. But the first feeling is some kind of shocking. What is that kind of shocking? This year, 2023 preliminary examination is a path-breaking civil service preliminary examination, particularly in view of its corporate style of coaching institute, corporate style of marketing. You know, there are a huge number of the startups. I am not criticizing. I am praising the UPSC style of examination process. Okay, there is a corporate style of markets, corporate style of coaching institutes. Wherever there is a ubiquitous information related to UPSC syllabus and UPSC pattern, etc., etc. But this kind of all entanglement, all kinds of traditional trends, okay, were broken out. That's all myths are broken out by the UPSC examination. If you come across this examination, if you elucidate it, if you analyze, and if you clearly, critically examination this paper, this preliminary 2023 Civil Service Preliminary General Studies paper, you can understand various things. So the understanding of these patterns, these contours of this examination is very important to meet that challenge, that formidable challenge in the coming year. That's why I analyzed this paper, today's conducted examination paper. Okay, just look at this, the trends, how the UPSC has broken the corporate style and the almost informative era entanglements. Number one, the first, in the analysis, I analyzed one thing. The first UPSC this year stressed upon the basics. Okay, stressed upon the basics of the various subjects. For example, in quality, the bits like, in essence, what does due process of law mean? Due process of law mean? It's simple. It is concentrate on the basics. The answer is fair application of law. Very simple. This is not only basic. It is stressed upon the extracted part of the syllabus. Okay, if you looked at the various websites and etc., we have a huge information. But people are, those who preparing the civil service examination are forgetting the focus on the essence or extracted part. Now UPSC is focused on the basics and also extracted part of the essence or crux of that syllabus. This is what the question. Next question related to UPSC preliminary. In India, which one of the following constitutional amendments acts was widely believed to be enacted to overcome the judicial interpretations of the fundamental rights? First amendment, B, 42nd amendment, C, 44th amendment, D, 86th amendment. Answer is 42nd amendment. It is related to that area. But it didn't directly ask the question. Indirectly, it is asked related to the judiciary versus Parliament of India. Or the constitutional interpretation power of the Supreme Court of India. This is what the question. This is tested the basics of the Indian polity. And another important thing is well-composed paper. This year, well-composed. There are, out of the preliminary syllabus, the UPSC has given syllabus in its gazette, there are 7 areas. Out of this year, out of all 7 areas were equally covered. Okay, this is the beauty of UPSC Civil Service paper this year. In this way also, it is unexpected in nature. From polity 14 questions, economy 15 questions, from geography 17, from environment 17, history and culture around 13 questions, current affairs 9 questions, general science 9 questions, equally composed from all 7 areas of the UPSC syllabus. This is also beauty of this year. And after 2013, the UPSC has focused mostly on geography and environment this year. This is also unexpected territory for those who faced this examination. From geography and environment, 34 questions. Around more than 30% of the paper from the geography and environment. Polity 14 and economy 15 as usual. And the economy, it is also mostly focused on the extracted part and basics. Okay, from current affairs, it is mostly focused on the directly it asked recently what happened like this. For example, as far as the Ukraine war, this is the most important news for the last 1.5 years, almost 14 months. Okay, it asked the question map based on geography based, current affairs based question, 3 wings. Okay, from which of the following 6 countries which are not sharing boundary with Ukraine? This is not the trend. How many countries are not sharing the boundary with Ukraine? That is the question. Okay, and another important thing is essence or crux of the topic. That is also something. Another one is discourage the students inclining towards techniques. Broke the one misconception, that is wherever you looked at that YouTube, etc., the students are mostly concentrating on the techniques of the solving of the MCQs. This is the trend recently. UPSC has completely wiped out that trend. Okay, demanded the students again go for the subject instead of the techniques. This is the beauty of UPSC examination this year, we can see. And as far as elimination techniques, etc., no worked out in this era. Okay, for that purpose, UPSC has brought back the earlier thing. For example, almost one decade back, there used to be one type of the question, that is the assertion and reasoning questions. Out of the 2 statements, first A, B, C, D. From A side, statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is correctly explains the statement 1. From B side, statement 1 and 2 are correct, statement 2 is not correctly explained the statement 1. And C, statement A is correct, statement B is incorrect. D, statement A is incorrect, statement C is. These are the 4 trends. This is the assertion and reasoning question, where statement 1, statement 2, statement 1, statement 2. Statement 2 is mostly with regarding to statement 1, the candidate should understand the relation between statement and 1, statement 2 instead of the subject, apart from the subject. This is very difficult bit. Okay, UPSC has given almost 20% of the paper, 18 to 19 questions from the assertion and reasoning. This is the unexpected territory of those who faced this examination. It was a formidable shock and formidable task that students faced this year in preliminary examination. And another important thing is, earlier which of the following statement is oblique or correct? Now this year it inserted another area. How many statements are correct? How many instead of how many? Which of the following? So how many? This is also another kind of shocking, a shock in the examination room. Almost 15 questions are there instead of directly statement questions. So these are the trend of the trending of this elimination techniques, etc., etc. So this is also unexpected. It broke the certain corporate style and informative era misconceptions. Now UPSC again demanded the students go for the basics, go for the extracted part, go for the basic books of the examination instead of the website, instead of the material, instead of the secondary grade of material. Now UPSC asked and demanded and pressurized the students for the go for the primary material. This is the beauty of UPSC examination, so that UPSC can fulfill the task of inclusive growth, inclusiveness in the constitution, socio-economic and political justice. It can fulfill. That is the main responsibility of UPSC. So that is why this examination is also known as UPSC Pulse examination. The concept of India has upheld this side. So most of the candidates are treating this UPSC examination as a knowledge-based examination. But the thing is, UPSC, in fact, now UPSC is not a knowledge-based examination. This is based on the concept of India. This is based on the UPSC Pulse or the soul of UPSC examination. Now, if you analyze it clearly, we can see the soul of India, the concept of India, the UPSC Pulse in this paper. This is what the beauty. That's why no institute, no expert can predict the UPSC paper for the last 75 years, no exception. And another important thing related to this one, this year paper is, everybody should understand that no clear-cut pattern for the UPSC examination. If you looked at the earlier direct questions, statement-based questions, some technique, if they learned certain kind of technique, they can put the correct. But this year, no clear-cut pattern, no consistency in UPSC pattern. Okay, inconsistent. So now, from now onwards, every candidate should prepare, okay, to face some kind of shocks in the examination room suddenly. And another important thing is no clear-cut pattern, which means from geography, from out of 7 years, the constitution may not be equivalent like this year. That is one thing. And types of bits may be any kind, assistant reasoning, statement-based question. For example, last year, there are 7 bits, 7 statements were there last year. This year, different. How many? Instead of which of the following? And another thing is induction of the new trend, that's assertion and reasoning. So in this way, no clear-cut pattern as far as UPSC examination is concerned. And another thing is, it is discouraged that test series programs in the country. It discouraged the web-based test series program, online test series programs. Okay, it demanded the candidates go for the basic material, primary books, instead of the makeshift arrangements or secondary or tertiary type of the material. This is also one kind of, so that the rural people, the downtrodden sections, the remote area people can come to this civil service field more number of the people. That is the beauty of. Another important thing is no time constraint this year. This is 100 bits, 120 minutes. No candidate faced the time problem this year. Every question is simple. Every current affairs based question is very simple. Geography and everything is simple. No problem of the any time management this year. That is also another beauty. If you looked at the every year, last years, they faced the time problem, time management problem. This year, shock treatment. So this is what the UPSC, this is what we have to learn. So go for the basic material, go for the primary material, and try to understand the UPSC pulse, try to understand the concept of India. This is what the UPSC preliminary examination, rather than the by-hearting process, rather than the go for the websites, rather than the depend upon the web series, test series, etc., etc. Go for the basic material like economic survey, like basic material, NCERT books. Even NCERT books can fulfill a lot if you look at this year papers. So this is what the UPSC, the beauty of the UPSC paper. UPSC examination, this year UPSC preliminary examination. Okay, this is a new trend setter. If you for the last 1 decade, it's a path breaking or paradigm shift as far as the UPSC preliminary examination is concerned. It exploded various myths in the corporate style of the coaching institute, corporate style of the websites, web test series, online test series, and in other thing is related to this informative era. It's not informative examination. It is depends upon the UPSC pulse, the concept of India or soul of the UPSC. This is what the beauty of examination. As far as the cutoff is concerned, it may not be changed considering the last year. It may be as usually last year. The trend like around 85 to, in between 85 to 90. This would be the cutoff. Okay, there would not be any change, drastical changes in the cutoff as far as the UPSC is concerned. And another important thing is those who successfully faced this formidable shock treatment in the examination room, they can easily answer this examination because people didn't face any kind of time constraint, time management. Because this is very easy bits. But the only thing is this assertion and reasoning and new kind of how many instead of which of the following. These are the new trends. And earlier everything is very easy compared to last few years. That's why cutoff there may not be any change in the cutoff trend.